case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1990, the United States Supreme Court heard the case of United States vs. Kokinda, which centered on the ability of the government to regulate speech on property it owns. This case involved a United States Postal Service rule that prohibited solicitation of donations on postal sidewalks. Several volunteers for the National Democratic Policy Committee challenged the rule, claiming it violated their right to free speech. They had set up a table on the sidewalk outside a post office in Bowie, Maryland, to solicit contributions, sell books and subscriptions, and distribute political literature. However, after receiving numerous complaints, the postmaster asked the volunteers to leave. When they refused, they were arrested and charged with violating the Postal Service's rule. The Supreme Court ultimately upheld the Postal Service's regulation, stating that postal sidewalks are not public forums for expressive activity. The court reasoned that a lower level of First Amendment scrutiny applied to the regulation, as it was intended to help the Postal Service operate more effectively and efficiently, and not to discriminate against certain viewpoints. In its decision, the court stressed that the regulation was reasonable, as it served the Postal Service's needs without being arbitrary or capricious. Furthermore, the court asserted that the Postal Service had the authority to prohibit any interference with mail distribution, thus making the regulation permissible under the First Amendment. The dissenting opinion argued that there were less restrictive alternatives available, but the majority held that the Postal Service was only required to adopt reasonable regulations, not necessarily the least restrictive ones.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.